In our readings today, we have the theme of service mentality. I want us to think about what is our mentality? Us as individuals, us as a culture. Do we have a service mentality? Yes, in some ways we do. In some ways, our service mentality is serve me. Serve me. I think that's going on a lot today, too. Sometimes we can all be caught in this serve me mentality. You know, when we go to a restaurant, we expect great service from the waiter, from the waitress. If we don't get that burger exactly how we want it, we send it back. Well, I don't do that, but anyway, but we shouldn't do that. But I mean, do we get so nitpicky? And or the cashier, the person at the checkout line in the supermarket or at the store, do we just expect them to be real quick and we don't want any conversation, we don't want to even look at their name tag, we don't take the time to look at their name tag, we just want to get in and out, that's all. Or what about when we, in the toll booth, do we actually, well, a lot of us have the iPass now, but there are some people at a toll booth. There are still some people there. Do we just expect them to serve us right away? No conversation. What about the UPS driver? Do we just notice the UPS driver when they are late or they put it at the wrong place? We don't know where to find it. What about the janitor at school or at work? Do we just notice them when they haven't emptied our trash can? What about those who work for us, under us? Do we just tend to talk to them when we need something? And that's about it. We can go down line. Different people, younger siblings, our younger siblings, do we boss them around? Expect them to just do what we want? We tend to have that serve me mentality in this culture today. And we use excuses, well, that's their job. They're being paid for that. They're employees. They should do that. Well, yeah, they should, but they're human beings as well, and they need to be treated with dignity, with respect. Have we taken the time to ask their name? Have we tried to find out a little bit of their story? Or are we so in a rush that we don't even notice them? We don't even notice each other. James and John, they had a certain mentality toward Jesus, a service mentality. But it was the serve me mentality. What did they say to Jesus? Teacher, we want you to do for us whatever we ask of you. I don't recommend starting that in your conversation with Jesus. Jesus, whatever we're going to ask for right now, I want you to do, okay? Promise? Good, thanks. Now, so that's basically treating Jesus as a genie. You know, okay, I'm just going to say these rosaries now. I'm going to do this novena, never known to fail. So as long as, you know, I worked it out, I keep on going to Mass, so grant my 3 wishes. Jesus. That's how we treat God at times. We should pray, expectant faith, but we should have the right intention in our prayer. Not, Jesus, do whatever I ask of you. Do whatever I ask. We hear, or if God doesn't do that for us, if He doesn't answer our prayers in the way that we want it answered, what do we tend to do sometimes? Okay, fine. I'm not praying anymore, or I'm not doing that rosary now. I'm not going to church now for the next couple weeks. I'm not going. I'm going to put other things in front of you. I'm not going to give any more money to church. I'm not going to give any more money to charity because I'm keeping it for myself, all mine. We tend to be spoiled at times. We think ourselves too highly. And we're encouraged to do that in our culture that exalts the individual and rights above everything else, above anybody else. What was the attitude of Jesus? Jesus is the suffering servant, as we hear in Isaiah. He is the one who gave his life for us. Now, the first line, the Lord was pleased to crush my infirmity. This word, sometimes there's trouble in the translation, or our English language doesn't get the best point across. Does that mean God the Father was pleased to crush Jesus? No. Was he happy about it? No. The point is, it was pleasing to God that his Son was willing to offer his life for you and for me, to take the hit, to be crushed on our account so that we would not be crushed by our sin. That is what pleased God the Father, his obedience to him, that service mentality. Father, what is your will? What is your will? Your will be done. Just imagine, sometimes we take this for granted, I think, that God came to us. God came to us. He didn't say, carry me around on a throne. He served you. He served me. He put us first. God put us first. He came into this world poor. Didn't even have a place to stay at the beginning. He had to be a refugee, going from one country to the other. And then he worked with his hands. He followed the example of St. Joseph. And then when he preached, when he had all these miracles, he didn't stay in all the rich people's houses and the palaces. He stayed wherever they could stay. And they ate whatever the people gave them. That's how God acted on this earth. And in the end, he gave his life for you and for me, willing to be treated in that way on the cross. How should our response be to this great generosity from God toward us? We should serve him first, to love God first. Instead of saying, God, do what I ask of you, grant my wishes, we should say, God, what do you want me to do? Jesus, what do you want me to do with my life? Serve God first. Serve God first. Going to Mass, praying every day, following the commandments, following his teachings. Serve God first. Then serve your family. Spend enough time with your spouse and your kids. Are we spending too much time in work, spend too much time on other activities, too much time on entertainment, and not enough time, good quality time with our family? Are we talking with our family? Even when it's difficult at times, are we doing that? Are we communicating? God first, then our family, then the parish family, our local church, our local community, local believers in Jesus. Are we serving God? Are we serving each other in this parish? We're involved in different ministries and in different ways in our parish. And then, so serve God first, then family, then the parish family, then the community. Are involved in our community, in school, in local government, in different ways, or just complaining about decisions that are made, but we're not doing anything about it ourselves, or maybe getting involved ourselves. Things will stay the same in terms of if we don't like it, if it's not going well, if good people don't do anything about it, if we just stay seated and we don't become involved. First God, then our family, then our parish family, then the community. As we hear in the second reading, the Lord was saying that we can approach, St. Paul, saying that we can approach the throne of grace to receive mercy because we have a high priest who can sympathize with our weaknesses, with our struggles, what's going on in our life. This year, starting December 8th, we have the Year of Mercy coming up, instituted by Pope Francis. And we have a great opportunity to really focus on mercy. Service is mercy, expressing God's mercy. And I want us to focus, especially starting this year of mercy, on deeds of mercy, works of mercy. It's not just me. Once the focus on, Pope Francis has been emphasizing that. We have the largest amount of registered believers. We have the largest church in this area in terms of registered believers, disciples of Christ. We do a lot of good things in our community, but I believe that we have to be more focused, more together on what we do. Imagine how much impact we'll have on our community if we all have this service mentality and then put it into practice. We put God first, then our family, then our parish family, then the community. Imagine the impact for Christ, all for His glory, not for us, but for God. It can be this way. It will be this way, a vibrant, faithful community, if we have this service mentality to serve God. Thank you, Jesus, for serving us, for putting us first, even before your own comforts and needs, for dying for us, giving your life for us. We ask you, Lord, for the grace that we need to put you first, to put our family first, to put our others first before us, to be like you in all things.